You drive up above Maple Creek Road there, and it's untouched.
We've embedded ourselves in that community. We're part of that community. My biggest thing is you're not a property owner, you're a land manager.
Almost the entire length of our property has either been thinned or prescribed burned along that bridge.
But no doubt in my mind, a lot of the work that was done in here helped slow that fire down.
I'll start way back when I was a little kid, and my grandmother had a friend that lived in Cohasset, and she would take me and a buddy, and we would ride down the hill. We'd stop at Vose's and go inside because, when you're 10 years old and you go into Vose's, it's just about everything there that a 10-year-old would be interested in. My name is Jim Hauptman. I'm Director of Forest Health for the Butte County Fire Safe Council. We're all over Butte County, everywhere from Cohasset to Clipper Mills. I don't know how many grants we've used. I know, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's probably 9 grants that we've used up there for different aspects of it. Using all those to create that fire-safe landscape is really what we've done in Cohasset.
I kind of look at it, we ask property owners, homeowners to do their defensible space around their property. And then the Fire Safe Council and CAL FIRE and other agencies, we do the bigger defensible space around the communities. My name is Jason Finney. I'm a battalion chief with CAL FIRE here in the Butte unit. I oversee Battalion 2, which is the communities of Cohasset, Forest Ranch, and Butte Meadows, and all the lands in between. We've had fires in this landscape 20, 30, 40 years ago, and we were able to keep it to a manageable size. Well, these fires are they're exceeding our capacities so fast.
As we were standing on the deck behind us, we were looking down in the valley below, and the fire was indeed raging up the Mud Creek area. As it was moving, it ran into an area that the Fire Safe Council, what's called a hand crew, they were hand thinning. The fire literally came in and it stopped and it fell to the ground. We thought the fire would be at our house in 15 minutes. It took about 3 hours from that point to get to our house.
And that's what a fuel break does. It takes that fire from the canopy, up in the treetops and slows it down as it gets it back on the ground.
And 700 or 800 acre area that was saved from this fire, in part for a combination of factors. They call it the Green Island. My name is Ron Ward, and we are at the Maple Creek Ranch in Cohasset, California. It's been in my wife's family for generations, going back to the late 1800s. I actually grew up in the desert, so this is a very unique experience for me. And so I began in earnest in 2015 applying for grants. I probably thinned 200 acres for anything from hand crews to mastication. And it was around that time that I actually ran into some individuals from the Butte Fire Safe Council, and we teamed up and did some partnering. Soon I could see that I could basically hand the reins off to them.
It's been 5 to 10 years worth of fuels reduction projects, different sizes, different treatment methods, from mastication to cut and chip, where they took the chips off and biomassed them. They've done some commercial logging in here over the years, and then also some prescribed fire projects. Every little bit helps, but especially these larger landowners with these strategic properties that we can go in and do those projects on, and Fire Safe Council can go in and do the projects on, are huge.
What those treatments allowed you to do is, once you've had those areas thinned and available, Prescribed Burn Association approached. They had an individual, her name is Wolfie, to say, we'd like to do some prescribed burning. I didn't even know what prescribed burning was. And over the course of the next few years, we've had a number of prescribed burns all around the house, on both sides of the flanks of the house. And that was kind of the next step in our evolution here.
Fire is a part of the landscape, and just because it hasn't been there in a long time doesn't mean it won't be there. I'm Dallas Kohler. I'm the Fire Program Manager for the Butte County Resource Conservation District, and I help manage the Butte Prescribed Burn Association. That's the real goal with it from a wildfire defense perspective, is take up enough of the ground fuel so that the fire can't get established. You're just hoping to moderate it. So helping people get used to the idea that fire doesn't always have to be this big, giant, scary thing is an important part of that as well.
I think the good work that Fire Safe Council did and the Resource Conservation and the NRCS, and then which enabled CAL FIRE to do their job.
We as humans in the Western civilization, we came in and now we've suppressed fire. But in doing so, we've seen this accumulation of trees and brush and vegetation out there to where it's an unhealthy state.
I think the best thing a landowner can do is be adept at managing their land. It's just a tool in the toolbox. It takes a lot to manage the land. Fire can and should be a part of that.
Coming into your community, you want to be inviting. You want to have the front door open, the welcome mat there. You want to have the lights turned on, the curtains open, and say, here we are. The successes of what we did, well, nothing's ever perfect, right? We had a lot of plans in place and we've implemented those and we're still implementing those. I think is what has helped Cohasset, and there's still green trees. People still live there, they have a place to go. Cohasset will rebuild, I'm very confident of that. Our job isn't done. We're still working up there, converting some of our grants to help landowners manage the hazard trees that are still there. It's still going on and we're still there to help out.